As book lovers, I think we can all say that we become easily distracted by pretty books and intriguing plot lines, and as such, some of our book series have fallen by the wayside in favor of other book series. And I haven't realized just how many unfinished series I have until recently, so I decided to share my unfinished book series with you guys. Hello everyone, it is Samantha. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. Today I am here to share with you guys a book series I have not yet completed because apparently I have a lot more than I thought. But you know what, I'm still okay with it. So let us get started in my plethora of unfinished series. So the first series that I still have not finished is The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I still need to read Cress and now Winter. I do in fact own Cress, but it's at the very bottom of a pile of books. I don't feel like pulling it out, so you're getting this picture of Cinder right now. I really enjoyed the first two, especially Scarlet, so I really need to finish up on the series, particularly since I've heard Cress is the best. I haven't heard anything about Winter yet, so who knows, that might be the new best. The next series that is unfinished for me is the Parasol Protectorate series by Gail Carriger. I have read book 1 and I have read book 2, but I have not read any more. And I really need to get my hands on Blameless because I need to know what's going to happen after this end to Changeless. So this is a series I'm really hoping to finish in the new year. The next series might come as a surprise to some of you, and that is the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. I still have not read the last book, The Blood of Olympus. Surprisingly, I really want to finish it because I need to know what's going to happen and just haven't gotten around to doing it. So hopefully The Blood of Olympus will be happening soon. The next series I have not yet finished is The Girl of Fire and Thorn series by Ray Carson. I have read the first book, but I've not yet even started The Bitter Kingdom or The Crown of Embers, and I need to, so I need to finish the series. And I read The Girl of Fire and Thorns over a year ago, so I really need to get on finishing the series, hopefully also in the new year. Next up is The Camelot Chronicles by Jack White. This is a historical Arthurian retelling series by Jack White. I believe altogether there's 5 books, I could be wrong. So far I've only read book 1. I own book 2, don't own any of the others. I enjoyed it, so I really need to continue on and see how this story unfolds. My next unfinished series goes to that wonderful Canadian author, Ella Montgomery, and that is the Emily trilogy. I read Emily of New Moon, still have not read Emily Climbs, and the third book, so I really need to finish it. I enjoyed this one, I enjoy her writing, it's very heartwarming, and it just makes you feel all warm and cozy inside, but I haven't read it. I need to finish it, guys. I need to finish it. The next series is by the wonderful author Kristen Britton, and that is a Green Rider series. When I first read this series, it was a trilogy, and then apparently it turned into a 5-book series. Haven't read the last 2, so I really need to reread the first 3 and then get to the last 2 that I didn't even know existed until like a year ago. So that needs to happen because I remember enjoying this, and now that there's more story, I need to know what's going to happen. The next series is one that I've actually been following for many, many years since I was a freshman in high school, so like 13, 14 years ago. It's a while ago. And apparently 2 more books have been released that I didn't even know about. And that is the Squire's Tale series by Gerald Morris. This is a hilarious and fantastic Arthurian retelling series. He stays really faithful to the original legends while making it very easily accessible to young readers. It is like a middle grade YA series. Probably middle grade, more YA in the later books. But he stays pretty true to the legends, and he makes it extremely humorous and a lot of fun, and I need to get my hands on those last 2 books and see what goes on with these legends, because I love me an Arthurian retelling. The next series is The Faithful and the Fallen series by John Gwynne. I've only read the first book. It was an okay fantasy series for me, but I'm intrigued enough to continue on with the next 2 books in this trilogy, and to see what happens. I just need to make time for it, because they are pretty chunky books, but they were still a lot of fun. Kind of addicting storylines. I definitely got more invested into the characters at the end of the book, so I just need to continue to read and see what happens to them. The next series is The Chronicles of the Imaginarium Geographica by James A. Owen. I've only read the first 2 books. I haven't read any of the others. It's a fun series. It's kind of middle grade. Middle grade? Yeah, I'll call it middle grade. It features a lot of famous authors as characters, as well as famous legends and fairy tales and things, kind of incorporated into this Imaginarium Geographica series, this other land that lives parallel to ours. So definitely a very fascinating and entertaining series with some very gorgeous book covers. I just need to make the time to finish the rest of the series and see what happens to our lovely characters. The next series is the Malaton Book of the Fallen by Stephen Erickson. I have read the first book, The Gardens of the Moon, haven't even yet picked up Dead House Gates. So this series is definitely going to take a while to get through. There's a lot of book books. They're kind of dense, a ton of characters, like a lot of characters you have to keep track of. It's definitely a fun fantasy, very interesting. It definitely has a lot of interesting new ideas you don't see a lot in fantasy. So I enjoyed the first one. It just takes a while to get through. So I need to continue on with the series. I like it enough to continue on, and I need to continue on with Dead House Gates very soon. The next series is a Sabriel series by Garth Nix. I have read Sabriel and I have read Lyriel, but I have not yet read Abhorsen or Clariel. So I really need to read those two books. I believe one's a prequel. I believe Clariel is a prequel. I really enjoyed Sabriel. I love Lyriel even more, and I really need to read Abhorsen, and I don't know why I haven't yet. Probably should rectify that soon, which I keep saying with all of these books. I will finish these series one day, guys. I really will. The next series is the Grisha Trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. I have read the first one, Shadow and Bone, and I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I just never made the time to continue on with the series, so need to do that because I hear it gets pretty amazing, and I want to read her new book that has come out because people keep saying that one's also equally as amazing. So I really need to get caught up and finish this trilogy and to see where everything else happens from here on out. The next series is a Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. I have read the first Mistborn trilogy and I have read Alloy of Law, but I have not yet read Shadows of Self, which was the new release this year. And given that he is pretty prolific and popping these books out like mad, I need to catch up by reading Shadows of Self. I really enjoyed Alloy of Law. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than the first 3 books in the Mistborn series, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen with Wax and Wayne in Shadows of Self. The next series is a Mageborn series by Michael J. Manning. I read the first 3 books, well, 4 years ago, maybe, no, 4 years ago, and I really enjoyed it, and I believe 2 more books have since been released, so I need to see what's happening with our characters and to continue on from there. I also need to reread the first 3 because I have a horrible memory and can't remember a lot of the details, so that needs to happen too. Alright guys, I think those are pretty much all of my unfinished series as they stand right now. I did not include series that I have decided to DNF, as in not continue on with, which would include the Sarah J. Maas Throne of Glass series. I decided not to continue on with those series. I didn't include that. I also didn't include series that are unfinished by the author because that's not really my fault. I probably would have already read the next Scott Lynch book if he had released it this year, but he did not, so I have not read it. So I didn't include unfinished series because the author hasn't written them, or series I have decided to DNF. But of the ones that I'm continuing to read and want to read, I have included in this video. So you guys will have to let me know down in the comments what series you think I should finish first, because I don't even know which one to pick up next. So I would like your input on that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, happy reading. Bye!